romantic kisses filled with I'll show you.
Hold on a second.
How it's supposed to feel when we meet. I'll show you how it's supposed to feel. When your hands running down my back, it's like you're taken to a cosmic sky. And your body get used to this. And your body get used to this. It don't matter where we are, 'cause when we touch, we are caressing stars. Let your body get used to this. Let your body get used to this. I'll show you. Nikki.
Hey, girl.
Hey, could you hear everything? Or was I just playing music for no reason?
No, I heard it. Wait, hold on. I heard it. My bad.
Okay.
Hi, girl. Hi.
Hey, girl.
I have my glasses on. I think I need to take them off. My bifocals.
Well, I need you to stop telling people you're wearing bifocals, Nikki. They're going to think we're old.
Okay, my bad.
All right, so let me try to get myself together. I can't see the chat. Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hi, Trina B. Okay. So I guess I'll start first. I was just trying to give it a minute. I know probably nobody's going to come because they're looking for some other shit tonight, but it's all good. I'm going to explain the premise of the show first, and then we can chat.
I am perfectly fine with that, girl, because I'm on some other shit right now. Not
okay. Love is Blind is a dating show where basically people, men and women, and probably an even number, I would assume, are selected to go and live in these pods where the men are on one side, the women are on another side, and they meet with a wall in between in these rooms, these very comfortable, very plushed out rooms where they can speak to each other. They do not use a phone or any sort of device. They just talk like they would speak face to face, but they can't see each other. What the goal is for people to find someone that they match well with, that they like, and that they hopefully fall in love with without even seeing them. I forgot to look up the amount of time that they spend in the pods before. Do you know, Nikki? Because I meant to look that
up. No, because some made it seem like it was like an all day thing, like a couple of hours. But I'm assuming they're not trapped with each other. So I'm wondering if they had like a lot of time, up to 5 hours, and then it just varied. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, wait.
Can you hear me?
Look it up. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. Yeah.
Okay, it's 10 days. That's the incubation time is what I was talking about, like how long they have to find someone, fall in love, and then decide to get engaged to them. So it's 10 days. So that means in that 10 days, you basically have to speed date, and then you whittle it down to hopefully 1 or 2 people that you really like. And then if you're the woman, I'm noticing that I've seen a woman propose. I definitely saw that on another season, and I also saw it on Love is Blind Brazil, where one of the women proposed. But for the most part, it's the women waiting for the man to decide and propose to them. If no one proposes to you, or if the person that you decide to propose to does not accept your proposal, you basically leave. You can leave sooner than the 10 days, or you can just leave when it's over, I guess, I would assume. But once you propose, then you guys get to meet face to face for the first time. Not the same day, but almost immediately after they meet, they are taken on what is considerably a honeymoon, even though they're not married yet, which is weird. Why they do it. They take them on a trip to some exotic place. give them really good drinks, really good, really nice places to stay in, and then all the other couples are there as well. So this is the first time that the couples get to interact. Um, do you have anything to say about that part of it, Nikki? Like just the way they're like rushed off on this romantic excursion?
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot for somebody. You know, you've got 10 days to decide, and now you're going to take me to this beautiful place. But I mean, no. I mean, it's nice. These people think they're in love, so it's a honeymoon before the
Right.
wedding. So I guess.
Welcome to 2023. All right, so the thing that I always look forward to, because I'm 4 seasons in. Some people are probably just getting started. Some of you may not have watched it yet. Some of you may have just started this season, like right now. But I'm 4 seasons in. So this is one of the parts that I look forward to, because 9 times out of 10, there will be people that have coupled with others that other that were previously coupled with someone else who has now coupled with another person.
Right.
So you'll have prior pod daters that they're getting to see each other for the first time after they chose who their spouse would be.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time when they see them, there's usually drinks involved. People are usually half naked at a pool every season. And it just never fails that the flirting happens, the interactions happen. So that leads us to episode 1, honey, with let me show you guys some pictures. I'm so sorry. I am a slack ass host. So we're going to go through the cast real quick, and then we'll jump into episode 1. All right. Bear with me. Y'all know I'm just...
Girl, we're just chilling, talking about this crazy ass show.
Okay, so I can't start with them. Okay, this right here is Kwame and Chelsea. Okay. Chelsea was pretty much head over heels for Kwame before they even... Can you see it?
I can.
Okay. You can see it on my phone.
Okay. Let me check my phone too.
Chelsea pretty much was like, it started in the loins for her, I think. I don't know. It was something about Kwame's voice. And she was like ready to go, honey. Like, to me, what seemed early on, but I know she talked to other people in the pots as well. Okay, so here is Tiffany and Brett. That's right? Yeah, Tiffany and Brett. Tiffany pretty much knew Brett was her man very early on. I don't really remember her entertaining too many people other than Brett. I don't remember Brett's dating past before Tiffany. So they pretty much got really deep really fast. This is my favorite couple on the show, but there is something that I do want to mention. I will give Almond a warning before I mention that, because that is something I just saw on episode 9. Okay, that's Chelsea and Kwame again. This is Jackie and poor Marshall. Look at him. Look at him. Aww.
Oh God.
He just looks so innocent, like a deer caught in headlights right there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks 12. He looked like he wasn't ready, and he wasn't ready. I don't know how, girl. We'll get into that. But yes, he looks very innocent. Poor man.
Jackie is giving full on spitfire, just from right here, just from looking at her. In this picture, I didn't notice that before. All right, here is who I was just about to talk about. Oh my God, I just totally I keep forgetting her name because it's so unique.
Micah.
Oh God, Micah and Paul. Okay. Paul was not Micah's first choice. Kwame was. Plot twist, though. She basically kind of, we'll go ahead and start talking about it now since we've gotten to them.
Hi, Trina.
She ended up giving Kwame a little bit of a shrug off, and Kwame was head over heels for her. All right, then you have Zach and Irina. Yay.
Satan. I hate that girl. Oh, girl. I almost didn't finish because of her.
Hey, Tisa. Hey, everybody that's coming in. T May. Hey, Boo. Hey, I think I spoke to Trina already. Hey, everybody. Irina is resident mean girl, and she was mean girls along with Micah. But Micah wasn't really a mean girl. She just egged Irina's mean girlness along because she was bored. Let's see. All right, so let's go into episode 1, and I'm gonna take that off because no, I'm not staring at Irina. Not episode 1 per se, but like we'll just like start at the beginning. Kwame knew that he liked Micah pretty fast. There was another one that was talking to Paul. Her name was, oh God, I can't remember. It doesn't really matter because she's not on the show. But she's really quirky. She's a lot different from Micah, and I'll put them back up. This is Paul and Micah. I like Paul and Micah. I think Paul is really good for Micah. But early on, he was talking to another girl that may have been a little better for him than Micah is. She's real artsy fartsy kind of girl, and he basically went for hot Micah. Jackie and Marshall. Jackie initially was talking to another guy who I did not get a picture of because I just
thank God, because I don't like him. What's his name? Joe, Josh, something.
Yeah, he's your tough guy exterior. Doesn't look like a tough guy, but he likes to give that kind of energy.
He's messy.
He's very messy. He is a number of things that we will get into. Marshall is the nice guy. So Jackie chose the nice guy, which I was really proud of her for doing because I know that she probably really didn't want to do that. But now that she's done it, I kind of wish she hadn't done it. Again, I said before, Chelsea was ready for Kwame from Go. Kwame was into Micah. Micah basically, ultimately, we're not on episode 1 anymore. Micah ultimately ends up turning Kwame's proposal down. And then she went back to the pots and made fun of it. What did you think of that?
Which part?
When Micah, after Kwame proposed to her, and she went back into the pods and was like, he proposed to me. Like she was, and he was devastated, girl. He cried in his beer, honey. Oh,
a lot of these women, it was for this in the early episodes, especially with those particular women, it was, I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I'm like, these are just catty bitches. It's just mean for no reason. Like, what did you come here for? You could have went to like another show. That's what I got. Like, they could have fit another reality show because they were way too mean.
Yeah, to be on here. And I don't think, I mean, you know, you could kind of tell. I feel like Brett was looking for love. I feel like Tiffany was looking for love, which is why they're doing so great. I feel like Chelsea was looking for love, but Chelsea also kind of wanted, not really a lap dog, but kind of a lap dog. I think what she's expecting Kwame to be, he may be, but he's not going to remain that way.
Right.
Because I think she's expecting him to be like, she can dress him up. He's sexy. She can take him out. And people are going to be like, ooh, look at Chelsea and her hot black husband. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, she's the reason why I went out and got some. I was like, I'm hot. Because I could sense just the sexualness between the two of them when they first met. I was like, look at her. Oh my goodness. But as it continued, I'm like, okay, so is that all that's going on here? Because I feel like he's just a Ken doll that she dresses up at this point.
Yes, at this point. And, you know, Micah's kind of doing the same thing with Paul. Let's look at them again. Okay. So to me, Paul in the pods was so much hotter than Paul outside the pods. Not physically. I'm like mentally attracted to him because I just like.
You have to be.
Yeah, but I like how he's like. I just like how it's not because it's the difference between having an I don't give a fuck attitude and just having a very like, I will not be moved by your antics.
Is that what it is?
That's what he gives.
I can't get over he just appearance wise, he doesn't look like he showers often. Like his hair is, greasy for Caucasian people. It's like, so I can't get past that.
He did say he got his trash from the dumpster, so his couch from the dumpster.
Oh,
yeah. So she's like, I'm so not about to live in your apartment. She's basically she's not forced him, she's used her feminine ways to get him to basically agree to move to Phoenix. I don't know if you've seen that. Oh, sorry, Almond. Damn.
Sorry, Almond. I didn't mean to laugh.
Spoiler alert. Almond said Kwame is not sexy. Okay. Hi, welcome to the room, thick red one, honey. Y'all, that's my peoples. So, yeah, I was gonna say Kwame, to me at first, he wasn't attractive. Kwame definitely gives big dick energy though. Okay.
See, I don't look at him either way, whether he's attractive or not. For them to, you can sense the heat off of them too. That's where my thing was. But I mean, he's got a nice body, he's got a nice smile.
He does have a nice body. He has a nice sense of humor. He's very intelligent. I like the way that he thinks before he speaks. See, that's the thing about me. Like, I've dated plenty of pretty boys. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know what it gives. I have dated plenty of very attractive men, and it just don't always, not saying it always, but sometimes it just does not give the mental stimulation that's required because they haven't been required to do that.
No, not at all. They don't have to think. They just got to stand there and look pretty.
Basically. All right. Let's talk a little bit about these two here. In the beginning, Zach had a choice between Irina and I had her solo picture, but I'll just show them together. This one here in the yellow, her name is Bliss. I'm sorry, the picture's fuzzy. So he had to type even through the wall physically now that I'm looking at them. But Irina, the first thing I remember her talking about was that she had acne scarring. And I don't know why, I just thought she was going to be the nice girl who got chosen, and then some guy who's like really shallow was going to be like, no. That's right. They were setting her story up at first. And then she started being a mean girl. And by being a mean girl, what I mean is like she would make fun of the other girls who would get emotional as they were going through the process. Like her and Micah would be laughing and snickering.
Yeah, it was a big joke. That's why I said I don't think they were. I was getting the impression that they went to the wrong show. Because it was like, why are you being so ridiculous? Why are you laughing at these people who are clearly here for the experiment?
Right. Thick Red, yes. Chelsea was definitely giving Can I Sit on Top of You? Like she was giving that energy. Listen, like she was ready to go. Again, Irina and Zach. So Zach had a choice between Irina and Bliss when it came down to it. His birthday happened while they were still in the dating phase. And I remember this because Bliss was making him cupcakes. And Irina asked if she could have one of her candles to give him.
Oh, that irritated me. That irritated me.
Bitch, what? Excuse me? You want me to give you my gift for my man so you can act like you thought about him before now?
Right. The nerve that she would ask. And Bliss was so cordial about it. I would not have reacted the same, okay?
Girl, like, I probably would have mushed one of them cupcakes in her face. I ain't even know with the candle on it burning. Like, are you serious right now? Surely you can't be. So anyway, he ends up choosing Irina because I honestly feel like when Bliss had that moment where she was like trying to tell him, she was trying to give him the business. Like, look, she's not, I don't know what she's showing you in here. The thing over there is mean girl, basically. And she was like, she's not the one. And he basically ends up still choosing Irina. And they get together. They go on the trip. So I guess we can start talking about the trip now. Let's start actually here with these two. And then we'll go back to them. This particular picture, I kind of chose for a reason. Hold on. I think this one is less blurry. Yeah, this is a much better picture. I chose this picture for a reason because they were eating in the pool and they were talking, and Marshall was just oozing love for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like just oozing it. He's just kissing on her and just, and she's got this giddy response to everything, but you can definitely tell it was just like that. It's my birthday kind of giddy. Like it's Christmas morning giddy.
Right.
That wears off quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it will not sustain you, honey. She was just happy to be on vacation, happy to have a little piece of fine little man next to her,
mm-hmm.
having to do whatever it is she does back home, honey. We still have yet to figure that out. Like, I don't know what the hell life is like for her back home, but
she's something else.
We found out before the honeymoon was even over that she had some shit going on at the house, honey. She had a whole outburst. I was uncomfortable. Like I wanted house, honey.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I wanted him to basically leave. I was ready for him to go. Like it's too early for you to even expect somebody to be able to process all that.
Right.
Like, okay, so for anybody that might not know what I'm talking about.
She's a lot.
Hey, Demetra. Hey, Nisa people. She basically, they had this beautiful day, everything hanging out. And then they cut to them in the room and she's like crying. And she's like, it's going to be over and reality is going to set in. And I just don't want to deal. And she's making it like her family. It's her family. It's her family. And I'm going to be real honest with you. I just think that that's when the reality hit her, that she chose somebody that was ready to love her in a way she wasn't ready to be loved.
Right.
Period. And I'm not even going to judge her for that because I felt that kind of like suffocating love before.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to be ready to receive that. And everybody is just not built for that shit. Like, unfortunately, whether they're going to end up getting a short end of the stick or not doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, sometimes, and then there's also the fact, like, see, now where I am in life, I'm not built for that shit no more. Because I'm going to pretty much think you're probably a little bit narcissistic. You're love bombing me. I'm going to run.
Right.
Fortunate, but it's true. Okay? Like, love me, but like, love me and then like, give me a little bit of room. Love me and then give me a little bit of room.
Right.
Let me grow into your love.
But see, the idea is that the experiment is supposed to be working in their case. So it should be, this portion should be honeymoonish. And it wasn't this around the time, or it wasn't the family, but wasn't this around the time when she had that weird breakdown?
Yes, it was. Like,
right.
It was like all at the same time. And then how, I'm going to tell you the part that scared me. It's one little, like, for me, it don't take a lot. Okay. What scared me from Marshall was when she came out from crying, or she came out the room or something. And he was like, what did he say? Like, I don't remember what he said, but she slammed the glass down on the counter. And then she walked off, and like the way that she walked off was like she wanted to stab somebody. And they hadn't even been arguing.
Right. She's got deeper issues. And after that breakdown, I realized she's got more going on with her. And also she probably prefers toxic relationships, because that was a lot.
Absolutely, which is why she should have chose the other guy. But we'll get into that later. So, all right. So that's them for now. Well, let's see what else. All right. So let's go back to this little hot thing right here. So, what's her name again? Damn it.
Micah
and Kwame, when they see each other for the first time, Kwame was done for.
Which is weird to me. I thought I find the other girl more attractive. But
I do think, well,
but older.
I think Chelsea is very attractive.
Really?
In her own Chelsea way. Okay. I find her to be an attractive woman. I think Micah's attractive too, but I feel like Micah is like surgically attractive a little bit. Like it's enhanced. It's like, like she has real life filters like on her face. So she's attractive because she, spent a lot of money to be attractive.
I find Chelsea more attractive.
Yeah, I think Chelsea's more naturally attractive, especially because she. Anyway, so they see each other for the first time, and at the time when they see each other, I had this picture too, but I guess I deleted it. Irina and Chelsea were in the pool together. I mean, Irina and Micah were in the pool together. Here's Bella. Let's go. Hey, I had a banner up. I'm doing good. Hold on, let me take this down. Hi, Bella.
You're on mute.
Oh no! I didn't want you to bring me up.
Oh,
you're up now.
In the back chat real quick.
Okay.
I was gonna say you're here now.
I can't even see the back chat.
You can. It's over there. Oh, you can't. You're not. Are you on the
phone? I'm sorry. I just realized why I can't see it.
Okay.
Still can't see it. Okay, I trust that you'll tell me what's in the back chat. In the real back. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right.
Welcome everyone.
Yeah, welcome everyone. So she's in the pool with our fellow mean girl, and they're just having their drinks and kikis and laughing. I have no idea where Paul was. I think Paul was talking to Zach, who is almost immediately realizing that Irina is not who he thought she was. So they're having their little powwow. Kwame comes up, and I think Irina was the first one to say, "Get me a drink." Yeah, she told Kwame to get them a drink. Kwame's in conversation with Brett at the time. Brett is this guy, the good guy. Okay. So
thank you. I forgot his name. God.
Kwame's talking to Brett and Tiffany, Jackie, Chelsea. They were all over on they were all on the other side of the pool having wife talk or whatever. So and Irina and old girl are messing with Kwame. So they end up engaging in conversation, and this conversation just goes on for way too long. At first, it was the group of them having banter. It was Kwame, Brett, Irina, and Micah were all having this little friendly banter. And then Micah makes fun of the fact that Kwame proposed to her and got rejected. She cracked a joke about it, remember? And he was like, what? Like he was so offended by that.
That's offensive. Just nasty.
Had every right to be offended by it. Like, period. Just he was so Kwame starts kind of like ribbing on her for making the joke. And then they end up having this conversation where they're like in each other's faces, all up in the faces. Okay. Welcome, Red Afro. Hey, EXO. Andre. Hey, how you doing? So they're all up in each other's faces talking and whatnot. And Chelsea is peeping all of this along with the other wives. They're all kind of fiancés, and they're all like, girl, ooh, that is going on way too long. And they're kind of trying to gas her up to go say something. So she's like, I'm going to say something, but she doesn't go say anything. Conversation ends with Kwame and Michael, and then they went back to talking again.
Ugh.
I was like, oh my God. Paul again was being downloaded on by Zach. Zach was over there pouring his heart out. So poor Paul didn't even see any of it.
That's what I got. I got the feeling Paul was completely unaware of what was going on.
He was absolutely unaware of it. And at some point during this, Irina creeps off to go talk to Paul, who's unaware. And she was flirting.
Oh, she makes me sick.
She was flirting with Paul, honey. So now let's go back to them too, because we didn't finish with them. So they go back to the room after the party and everything is done. Everybody goes back to their rooms. And she has not only a stuffed animal in between them.
Oh, God.
She also has pillows in between them. Oh, side note, what did you think about Chelsea's shredded blanket that she brought to bed?
Oh, it's so difficult because I was weirded out, but at the same time, I wasn't. I have this pound puppy. But it's very sentimental because it is my my boyfriend that passed away. So I have it. So I thought it was weird, but then I was like, oh, but bringing it was kind of weird. Not having one made sense. Sleeping with it at home made sense. Kind of bringing it on the trip, it was like, yeah.
But then I'm gonna tell you why I let her slide with it, because she brought it to the pods.
Yeah, she did say that. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I guess it ain't like she had time to go home and drop it off. So
it's like sucking your thumb. It's whatever.
Yeah, I kind of think pulling it out and showing it to him the first night was a little, but I mean, I guess better get it out the way now.
Yeah, and she already knew she was getting some, so it didn't even matter. She was like, "Here, look at this. Don't throw it away."
Right. He was like, "Yeah, get that out of here. That's nice." That's right. So anyway, these two are in the bed with pillows in between them, and she's giving this man all the reasons why she's not attracted. She's basically saying his eyes are. She's immediately, when they met, said that his eyes, that he stares too much. He was too intense for her from go. And he's a lawyer, so he is someone who makes good, sturdy, strong eye contact that I actually find to be very attractive. I don't know what her problem is, but she wasn't into it.
Yeah, people get creeped out by that. It's weird to me because you're supposed to make eye contact, but yeah, it freaks people out sometimes when you do that.
Yeah, especially if you're someone who is like Irina. I could see that freaking her out because she's sneaky.
Right. I don't want you really looking at me, and you're really looking at me.
Yeah,
makes me uncomfortable.
Her soul, okay.
And he looks like he'll look through your soul for real, for real.
Absolutely.
He has a very. I like him a lot. I like his story. I'm sure we'll get into that, but he does have a very intense, I can read your soul look when he looks at somebody.
Right, and we didn't talk about anybody's history really. You want to tell Zach's history? I'll let you tell that.
Okay, so Zach was not. Well, they didn't have a lot of money. His mother was a stripper. He moved around a lot, and I don't know when she passed away. I don't know if he even discussed why. It felt tragic when he said she passed away. I don't know if it was, but he moved around a lot, and he would date people who had money, and he was never really accepted because of where he came from. I don't like the word impoverished, but she was a stripper. Yeah, and they moved around quite frequently, but he then became an attorney.
Right. So that's Zach's story. Irina, I think her family was from Russia or something.
Yeah, was she the one who said? I think she did. Like, she's Russian or something. Which, let me shut up. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think Russian women are mean, so that's why
I don't remember Jackie telling her story. I don't remember Sherman telling his story. I know Brett had an interesting story. His past was very similar to Zach's, and he's also someone who had to kind of get himself out of poverty and be the change maker in his family as well. So I know he has things that he was having issues dating in the real world, because when women would meet his family, they would pass a lot of judgment. And he didn't. So
I'm not trying to fast forward, but I loved Brett's family. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
I don't remember them.
It was the two men, his father and his brother, I think. Anyway, continue. Don't let me derail you.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean in episode 9? So that was his family?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes me feel so much better.
I like them.
Okay, because I had questions. Okay, good. I'm glad that was his. I thought that was his circle of friends. What's going on here?
I'm pretty sure that man was his father.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Circle of friends. Oh my God.
I had questions, girl. I'm so glad you explained that. Okay.
Now you got me questioning though, but go ahead. Hey, everyone coming in.
Where was I at? Where were we?
We were talking. You were talking about Irina, whether she was Russian. You were kind of getting her history, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I was just talking about how unattracted to Zach she was, and how she made that very clear to him. And Zach really tried. Like, he really gave it the good old college try. He tried to like ask if there was something he could do, like, or are you just, he's like, but then he's a lawyer, so he's pretty cut and dry. He was like, I think we pretty much have figured out that this ain't it.
Right. Right.
I don't think this is gonna be a go. So let's go ahead and deuce it on out. And that's what they did. They parted ways, and she basically immediately goes to Micah and tells her that she's attracted to Paul.
Like as if Micah was supposed to just be like, okay, here you go.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
I think she thought Micah was just as shallow about things as she was, and that maybe there's a chance Micah wasn't really attracted to Paul, probably because something that Micah may have said to her regarding Kwame. But I'm just assuming, okay? Because there has to be a reason why she felt like that was okay.
Right. Well, you would think, but she was just saying, she was just awful. So it's really hard to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's a shitty person. Right? I mean, am I wrong? I get very shitty person.
Shitty. Like, she just was, and I did not like her from like almost immediately. Like, I was like, damn, I wasn't expecting to not like her. It caught me off guard a little bit. Like, oh, okay, is that what we doing? Like when she was laughing at the teacher. Is she a teacher? The one that Paul rejected. She was laughing.
Somebody who was crying on the couch. Because you have to understand, when I started watching this, I went back and watched all the old episodes. So I'm a ramble.
Oh yeah, so you kind of have a little blurred.
Yeah, but the lady who was on the couch crying, they were all consoling her, and she was like giggling.
Oh yeah, her, and it was another one that was sitting on the floor crying. I think that was Jackie crying on the couch, and she was like really crying, and they were laughing like, girl, okay.
That's weird shit.
Yeah. All right, so Irina leaves, Zach leaves. So now everybody's going to move into their apartments. And everything actually was okay. The only couple that I had real concern for at that point was Jackie and Marshall. Because I didn't even know if they were gonna. I was just expecting her to freak out and leave before they even moved in together. But they moved in together, so all the couples are now living together. At this point, I think everybody has consummated the relationship, except for maybe Micah and Paul. At that point, obviously Zach and Irina split. Micah and Paul had not. Jackie and Marshall definitely had gotten it in. Chelsea and Kwame had gotten it in, and
please,
he had definitely gotten it in at this
Chelsea point. And Kwame got it in 5 minutes in the meeting. there was no hold back there.
Baby, those fireworks were.
Did you? Okay, I don't want to go off subject again. Sorry, but did you hear her when she was talking about how she was all hurt and whatnot? Oh,
barely walked the next day.
I was like, girl, that's when I was like, do. What you doing later?
Just something. Hey, big head. Immediately after that, like, yeah, hey, what you got up?
They were so open about it, which is, I mean, they're grown women. That was good, but I'm hearing it, and I was like, oh wow, you weren't playing.
She was not playing at all. She was serious about all of that.
She was.
The only thing I've really noticed about Jackie and Marshall's chemistry is that they both really like to eat, and apparently Marshall likes to cook. So,
well, that works.
That works for them. Brad and Tiffany was looking like she got her back blew all the way out the day after they finally got it. Like, she was on the beach looking like, take me now, I'm good, okay? And I was like, girl, I'm gonna listen. That's a fine piece of man right there. Shall we?
Yeah, he's very attractive. He's very, very attractive.
I mean, just the mouth alone. Like,
yeah, he's got great mouth. teeth.
Okay.
I even like his hair, jawline, cheeks, neck. Should I go any further?
Red Afro said Kwame was thinking about Micah while he was getting it in with Chelsea. I believe it.
Don't say that. Ugh. Chelsea gives off sexy and sensual. Micah just gives.
I think that, listen, this is the thing though. I think Kwame wanted someone who would not be as serious as Chelsea. I think that's why he was attracted to Micah. Micah was playing games. She made it clear she was playing games. And he still was like, damn, the one that got away. You mean the one that told you to just go out and date other people? While
well, he shouldn't have done it then. Period.
He shouldn't have. I told
because I wonder, do they know when they go through this experience? I mean, now that season 4, I'm sure all the people know, but did they know, hey, you may meet the other person that you dated? Like,
they do know, but see, that's what's making this season to me so much more interesting, because I feel like people, just like all shows like this, by the time it gets to like season 4, people start seeing the loopholes. People start learning ways that they can have their cake, Kate and Edith too. Educated over here. Anyway, so I think that like Zach, for example, I mean, that happened on episode 6, right? Where he ends up going back for what he left behind.
Was it 6 or 5?
Almond has seen that.
Because I know 6 was the last one before the season break, right? 6 or 7.
Yeah, I just don't want to go too far ahead. But anyway, we'll slow down a little bit. All right, so everybody's moved in. That was all peaceful. It wasn't really too much drama with that. But then we're going to fast forward to them having Chelsea's birthday party, was it? I think it was Chelsea's birthday party. So it's the first gathering that they've had since they got back, where everyone is there. There were some different little individual meetings, like where the guys met up. I think Paul and Zach met up to talk about the fact that Zach left Irina. Micah and Paul had a little disagreement about something that was so petty, I don't even remember what it was. They worked it out pretty quickly. Jackie is still letting it be known that she's a little and she's kind of trying to let Marshall know he might not be able to handle her. So they actually moved into you're not man enough territory. Well, not that you're not man enough, but she basically told him he needs to toughen up.
Wasn't it man up or something?
Man up, one or the other. Yeah.
Girl, and it's like, what do you want? You want him in a street fight? What do you want? Like,
she wants toxic.
Yes, she does. But the minute she saw that man, she didn't have to go through with it, because nothing about him gives off toxic.
Nothing gives.
Not one thing.
He was giving very much, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air energy.
And somebody said that. Didn't somebody say that's what he reminds them of?
Maybe it was me that said it, because that's definitely what my thought was.
I think, no, on the show, someone said that.
Oh, on the show.
And I'm glad they said that, because before that, I was getting maybe not straight. That's what I was getting.
Yeah, at first.
And I think that's just because, you're just, it's so bad to be a thoughtful, sensitive man nowadays. But once they used that example, I was like, okay, now I'm being weird and shallow. So nothing about him gives off that aggression. I can understand if you looked at him and then you find out he wasn't aggressive. You can spend probably 10 minutes with him and know he was not an aggressive person.
Right. And that's why I just, I don't know why she did that whole outburst. I feel like to see how far she could push it with him, to see what his limitations and his barriers were. And then he stayed through that. He loved her through that. So then there's Man Up. And I just now heard, I'm sorry, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but I just heard that he actually left for like several days when that happened. And we didn't know that before last night because I just thought that they had a fight and then they went somewhere and he kind of told people that they had to fight. But anyway, so let's fast forward to the birthday party if we can, because this was significant for a few reasons. The main reasons being that Jackie's ex shows up. Jackie's other person from the Pods shows up to this birthday party. And he comes in just all toxic, all kinds of toxic, just letting it be known he's there. He's the loudest person in the room. He's just running around acting crazy. And then he goes up to Marshall and does this weird like bear hug thing and ruffled him up a little bit. Like, what the hell was that about?
Just weird shit. That alpha, like, you know, I'm gonna pee in your territory. It's just weird. I don't. You're a grown man. Calm down.
He called him a bitch. Don't look at me like that, bitch. I was like, now personally,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have been mad at Marshall if he had to just dog slap the shit out of him right then, like just hold palm to the face and then.
Oh, hell no!
A bit.
I encourage it.
I absolutely think that if he had done that, the whole trajectory of this relationship with Jackie would have changed, personally. But you don't want to feed toxic shit either.
Right, exactly.
You know, you don't want to feed that. All right, so okay. Another interesting thing that has happened: people have met each other's families at this point. Everybody's families got along. Everyone got along with their person's family. Micah and Paul's mom were the same person, basically. They had the same hair. They had the same little like demeanor. They were like the same height. It was very weird. He chose his mom, absolutely 100%. But he couldn't see her before he chose her.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. You know what I'm saying? Like it just worked out that way. And the only thing I see that's really happening at this point is Micah trying to convince Paul to move to where she's from, basically trying to style him as well. She dressed him for this party that everyone is at, and everybody's like, whoa, you look like you just stepped out of GQ. You know, he basically looked clean, which, you know, Nikki's already let it be known that he did not look clean.
A little dingy.
So she got him cleaned up. Let's see. So there's several conversations happening, but what ends up happening is Josh, Jackie's ex, makes his way over to Jackie. And Jackie and I think Marshall, they had kind of had a little disagreement that day, if I'm not mistaken, right? So they were already because he got to the party without her, and then she showed up. Isn't that what happened? Yeah, that is what happened.
I don't recall. I just remember the party.
The party, yeah. So Josh comes over to Jackie and he basically lets it be known that he's there for her. He's like, why didn't you choose me? Blah, blah, blah. And she is just kind of looking stunned and a little bit shocked. So that conversation definitely got, to me, it went further than it should have. Nobody stopped it. Marshall didn't come over there and say anything. He let them talk. I don't really remember fully how it ended. I just know it was inappropriate as hell. Okay. So, but they weren't like kissy and flirting. They were just having a conversation about why she didn't choose him. And she explained because she felt like he wasn't emotionally prepared to actually take that journey that she was trying to go on, which she's actually right. He's not.
Right.
What he's saying is, well, we could have chose each other and been toxic together.
Mm-hmm. Because he wasn't. I when they were in the house, I didn't really think that he really cared either way. I felt like he just cared about winning because he already said he was about the competition. Absolutely. So it wasn't even about her. He just wanted to be the guy that was chosen. So I have a hard time believing that at this point, that's still what it is. He just wants to be the winner. Good luck with that, Jackie.
I don't even think he was all about her until he knew how serious Marshall was about her. And then it became a competition. But before that, I think he was just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like her, but I don't remember who else he was talking to, but I feel like he was talking to someone else too. Okay, so they go home from the party. And Marshall and Jackie had a conversation after the party that I thought was very interesting, where he basically lets her know that he feels a way. He felt a way about probably whatever had happened before they left the house and whatever happened at the party. And he's like wanting to talk about it. But you know what though, Nikki? I hate to make shit personal.
Uh-oh.
But girl, I can so fucking relate to how she was like, I just want to go to bed.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about this right now.
Hold on.
Okay.
I completely got that. I got both sides. I felt like, you don't want to push it. And then I got, she's probably really exhausted. But they always say you don't want to go to bed mad.
Yeah, but she wasn't mad. He was.
He didn't want to go to bed mad.
Well.
But no, I understood. I understood both ends, but I definitely understood. Like I got that she was like, it should probably have ended. The conversation doesn't need to continue. But I also got his side where it was like, but I can't leave it here.
Yeah.
But
Let's
yeah.
tell you something about Marshall. Let me tell you about the Marshalls of the world, okay?
Uh-oh.
The Marshalls of the world, they don't choose the nice girl. They never choose the nice girl. They choose me. They choose Jackie. They choose those of us that are like, I don't want this. They adjust it to fit what you do want. Okay? And then when they get you in there, then it's just like you're in there. Like they won't let you. It's like a never-ending bear hug. Okay?
Okay.
So tight. They squeeze you so tight. They love you so much. And it's great. But then sometimes it can border on like you can't control the fact that I'm tired right now. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't change my emotions in a moment of because you're upset. So it's okay if you want to be mad and be in your feelings and not be pleased with the fact that I don't want to talk about it right now. But you also can't force me to have a highly emotional conversation with you if I'm saying I'm not willing to give it the energy that you're about to give it. You know what I'm saying? It's pointless. Anyway, but I get why he wanted to talk about it. But it's my personal opinion that y'all had to drive home together, right? Y'all didn't talk in the car? Maybe they didn't come home together. I don't know, but I feel like he should have said something when it happened. She was waiting probably for him to come over there and do checks and shit. Sometimes that's what you got to do when you chose Toxic Jackie, okay? So that means when you see Toxic Jackie being toxic, you're going to have to go put your foot down, Marshall.
Right.
That's what that means, unfortunately.
Man. It does. But Marshall wasn't feeling that. he's just not that guy.
Marshall was like, no, we're going to wait till we get home and we're going to talk about this like adults. She's like, you should have kicked some shit over when we was at the party, bro. It's over with. I'm going to bed now. I done seen my boo thing. I done seen, let him know he could still get it. And, and now I'm finna go to bed with my current boo thing and I'm just going to probably sit on it and it's going to feel good and I'm going to wake up and I'm probably going to leave you.
Jesus.
Straight up. I feel like that's what she's on. Okay. Almond, I'm about to fast forward a little bit. I think he's too soft for Jackie. Yes, I do.
For her, yeah, definitely.
I don't think he's too soft of a man. I think he's absolutely too soft for Jackie.
Yes. For him, he's very much all man. He's mature.
Yes.
But he's way too soft for her. She wants I don't know, blood and vials, arrest records, tables flipping. I just get that feeling from her. I get this.
You want to be choked a little bit sometimes.
Well, see, those quiet ones, I'm sure he will choke her. Oh wait, which choking you mean?
He will choke her, but she's gonna have to tell him to do it though, Nikki. Like, do you understand?
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta tell them, and then hopefully they learn. If you have to keep telling them, then that's a problem. That's a whole nother conversation. Sorry.
I get the feeling she's gonna have to tell him, and then he's gonna be choking her. He's gonna say, "Is it too tight?" And it's gonna ruin it. You know exactly what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying. I'm trying to give him the benefit. I'm trying to look for an out for Marshall. Okay. It's not working though, is it?
It's on Netflix. Like, right, Little Pressure. It's on Netflix.
Bye bye.
So, all right. Yeah, I feel like I have to move forward. Okay, let's talk about because everything that I want to talk about now just happened in the last episode I watched. I'm up to episode 9. I have not finished the season, so we are kind of coming to probably the end of this conversation about it, and then we'll come back and talk the rest and do like reunion, and hopefully more people will have watched it at that point. And I would be more than willing to go back and talk about anything that I didn't mention tonight, because I know I didn't mention everything. I've kind of skimmed through it just to see how interested y'all are in having these kinds of conversations.
The season's not over.
It's not over at all. They, there's more. So, but
they didn't put them all out.
No, they only put them out a little bit at a time.
Do you know how mad at you I am right now for that? We'll talk about that later. Because when I was watching it and they're like, return April 16th, I'm like, Tony, why you got me? I wait till shit is over so I can binge watch the whole thing. Now I have to wait.
I should have told you to start on season 3, maybe.
Yeah.
You would have binged it already, though. You'd have been done with it in a week, and then you would have started on this one.
I've watched every season of every episode now, and you just told me about this last week.
So it wouldn't have mattered if I told
you. I still love you. Okay.
Continue. Okay. So episode 9, now that Almond has left the room last night. All right, so
look at you whispering. Go ahead.
Girl.
It's cute.
Great. So Chelsea and Kwame are shopping. And Chelsea is giving full, like, oh my God, glam puss. Hold my purse. I'm gonna try on 300 outfits. Tell me I'm sexy. Girl, it was a bit much. It was just like, even I as a woman was like, girl, get the fuck over yourself. Like, what are we doing right now? What are we doing?
It was definitely a side that I hadn't seen of her, which almost made me think after a while, because of Kwame, because she's so enamored with the way he looks, I think it's the way he looks, that she was feeling herself, because that was a side of her I'd never seen.
I think she was already like that.
I'm sure she's already like that, but I think she got more comfortable with just, you know what I mean? She wasn't holding back at all.
Are you saying that because Kwame is putting that good D, that she was just twirling about that store like that, and wanting to be told that she was fine because he just had her feeling away? I understand that. I felt that way before, but I've never done that. That's never my reaction to me feeling myself. Me feeling myself is like, oh, let me go hang out with my girls so I can go be glowing and shit all up in their face. Like,
oh my God. Right. But she's already like that, obviously, because this wasn't new to her. She's already like that. But the way she was just feeling, it was amplified. I'm just guessing because but then there's also editing or whatever. But it was a lot. I'm like, oh, girl, what's wrong with you? It was a lot.
He was like, can you feed me a strawberry? Let me feed you a strawberry. Girl, you doing?
And he said he didn't want any. And she was like, yeah, you do. I was like, oh, you eating that strawberry?
Yeah, you do. She was full cunt mode. Like, it was cunty as hell. But it was like still cute, but it was very much cunty.
It was overbearing.
Yeah, it was.
I felt like he needed to run. I was like, just get up and back out slowly.
He tried to. Remember when he stood up to get the food and she thought he was about to run?
Yeah, she's like, where are you going? He was like, I'm just getting the food. I'm like, this is not going to end well. Somebody's going to be in a trunk. This is not good.
Baby, she was like, oh no. But yeah, I feel like she's definitely gonna have to give him some space. If I could give Chelsea any advice, it would be to give him some space, continue living your life as you were before you met him. Because I think he is the type that would fully appreciate not having you up under him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would be so much more attracted to her if she were like, because I know she is out and about and she's working and he's like taking care of the dog. I think if she got the dog a dog sitter, number one, she clearly has money. Get the dog a dog sitter or put the dog in doggy daycare so Kwame can have his life, because you basically have forced a child onto this man in the first week of your relationship. Like,
and a family. Because remember, didn't the family say they spent all kinds of holidays together?
yeah,
I'm like, oh my God.
dinner together. They're overbearing just like she is.
Yes.
Like, it's a lot that you're kind of putting on him. So I would, if I were her, I would encourage him to go stay at his apartment sometimes. I would encourage him to find things in the city that they're in now that he likes doing without her. If she wants him to feel comfortable living there and she don't want to move to where he lives, I think that encouraging him to go out and explore the city by himself and make friends and do all of the above or go hang out with the other castmates would be a smart thing for her to do. And he definitely seems like somebody that enjoys his alone time. Like, I could see him thoroughly like enjoying his own company. He plays music, he sings, into all that type of stuff. He's not doing any of that. He's literally just like up in her ass, literally and figuratively.
He's a Ken doll. He's just there to be played with. I'm serious. That's how after a while I was like, man, you just there for the looks. And obviously the D. So just, yeah, it was I don't know. It's a lot to have to consider with the idea that you're supposed to be getting married soon.
Like, yeah, it's a lot. And I feel like, okay, so let's take a bet right now where we are. Who do you think is actually going to get married?
Oh God, I messed around and saw those other episodes, so you never know. But I can tell you who I'm really hoping. Brett and Tiffany.
Absolutely.
I want Paul and Bliss, but I want Zach and Bliss, but because I just want Zach to be happy. Is that weird?
Oh, we didn't even talk about them. Oops. Okay, wait. We got to give them Bliss, Zach and Bliss, for anybody that might not have seen it. Zach and Bliss, Zach leaves Irina, and when he got back home, he basically sought out Bliss, the one who he rejected, and he chose Irina. And him and Bliss went to dinner, and their chemistry was absolutely palpable. It was amazing. I loved every minute of it. They're both very quirky, like each other. They get each other's sense of humor. But I do know that Bliss is a little bit, Zach is, pretentiousness makes him like twitch a little. And so whenever she that's the reason why he didn't choose her.
Mm-hmm.
He felt like she was being pretentious towards Irina.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the only thing about Bliss, is that she is very comfortable in her life, in her skin, probably financially stable, all of the above. So when she's just being a little bit bougie, for him, it's coming across as she's being pretentious. When she's
right.
Like, I'm above this, I don't feel the need to even engage in that sort of thing. He's like, there you are being pretentious. You know what I'm saying? So she's going to have to be careful with that for him to feel comfortable, but he's also going to have to kind of work that shit out.
Right.
You need to work that out on your own, Zach. So yeah, Zach went back and he ended up proposing to Bliss. So they are now engaged. So yeah, Zach is back in the ring with his wife, with his fiance. Irina is, I don't know, somewhere probably trying to sneak in Paul's DMs. I don't know what she's doing.
Ugh. Anyway. Yeah, so definitely Zach and Bliss. And then to be honest, that's all I care. Those two. Everyone else can kick rocks.
Tiffany, and let's go back to Tiffany and Brett one more time. Because they're our favorite. They're my favorite for sure. I'm rooting for them big time. Brett definitely needs the kind of love that Tiffany has to offer. Tiffany has some of that all-encompassing, like she's going to care about every single hair on his head kind of love. And that's what he needs and that's what he wants. And they're both very ambitious. They both are the kind that they don't take like defeat well. So I'm pretty sure they're going to get married and probably stay married. I feel like they'll be one of those couples. These two, I feel like he would absolutely marry her unless she does some crazy shit, like cheat on him or something. I feel like I just don't see him going against the wave of.
No, I definitely see him saying yes. I don't know about her.
Oh, you know what? Episode 9. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they agreed last night to basically not get married right now when they get to the altar. But they're going to stay together. So I think they've already made their decision. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I heard them say. I think Kwame's going to run. I don't think he's going to make it. I don't think he's going to do it.
I think, I don't think he's going to do it. And I think the fact that his mother won't be there is another reason.
Absolutely. Jackie and Marshall, I think Jackie pretty much made her decision already on episode 9. Let's talk about it. So it's wedding dress day. Everybody goes to get their wedding dresses and their tuxes and whatnot. And Jackie doesn't show up. Tiffany immediately calls Brett to tell him Jackie's not there. It's Marshall at the tux place. Marshall's there. He's excited. He's smiling. He's kicking the bobos with his friends, talking about getting married. And he finds out that his fiance didn't show up. They immediately, with their messy asses on this show in the production room, they immediately cut to Jackie sitting at a restaurant. And guess who comes walking in? But Josh.
Oh, looking like a whole Ninja Turtle.
Oh my God. With a slick back or whatever he has going on with his hair. I don't understand it. So anyway, he basically says that he wants to be with her. And he says he's not. She admits to him that Marshall is not man enough for her. He's too weak for her. And they basically seem to agree, because I stopped it at this point. It seemed like they agreed to basically be together. So Marshall's about to get dumped, I would assume.
Is this where you ended it?
That's where I ended it. What happened after that?
What? No, girl, you gotta watch it.
Okay, all right. So let's wrap it up here. Coming. We appreciate all 3 of you that are still here.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it, you guys. Next time, I'll try to do it on a Saturday about the same time, probably. And it will be the remainder of the season. So, and anybody who wants to come up can feel free to come up and talk about it. All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Outro music while y'all walk on out the door. If I can get it.
They wanna kiss my girlfriend. So sweet. You wish you could kiss my girlfriend. My girlfriend. Cause she tastes so good, smells so sweet. What's that recipe? Pretty girl next to me. Cause she tastes so good, smells so sweet. What's that recipe? Pretty girl next to me. I know you agree she's a 10, so I'm hoping see her again. That's my best friend, and we get down every now and then. I know you agree she's a 10, so I'm hoping that you see her again. That's my best friend, and we get down every now and then. Black stuff with energy.